Hello, how's everyone doing? We have quite an interesting stream today. Not going to be my normal stream, that's for sure. Because a lot of stuff has been going on, and people on the server are asking me questions. So this is going to address everything that's been going on. As you can guess by the title, let's first start with the basics. We are going to start with my background. If you watch my channel for any certain period of time, you know that I do search and rescue, disaster relief, all kinds of things with that nature, therapy, dog work. With that comes certifications that I have to have, one of which is psychological first aid by the National Child Traumatic Stress Network, as part of my therapy handler certification. So when I was watching some things, and I'm going to try not to mention names because this is kids we're dealing with. He had left one town and joined Demonstrat. And there were some, what's the word I'm looking for? I was observing behavior that was growing in intensity. What I deemed was bullying behavior. They were celebrating his death every time he died in chat, using foul language. They were purposely correcting him with his spelling in chat. Again, this is a kid we're dealing with. In fact, I think they're all kids. I think the average age on this server is 14 to 15, so I would assume they're all in that age range. And I could see, obviously this person was a citizen at Demonstrat, so I had firsthand seeing the toll it was taking on him, and decided to step in. So I initially got a hold of other kids who knew the leader of the town, to get a hold of that leader, make him aware of what his people were doing, and hopefully put an end to it. What I got instead was like non-answers. Instead of saying, yes, I'll have a talk with my guys, well, I'll ask them to chill, I got, well, he did this while he was here, and he did this while he was here, and he did this while he was here. But obviously he's not there anymore. He's in Demonstrat. So I was like, fine, that's fine. I didn't have a lot of information. I had taken some screenshots, and I'll even show you guys exactly what I sent the mods. So let's see. I'm gonna pause myself real quick. Where's it at? So we're gonna go here. So this is where he died. And this is them celebrating. And this was on a regular, I think this was the third time I had seen it going on in chat. Um, and then we have the thing there and talking about spelling lessons. And then we had, where's the other stuff? Let me open this up. Then we had, okay. So that was that there. This is him apologizing because Charlie was apologizing for anything he might have done to cause the what you call it. Then there's that. And then so those were what I sent the mods. Now I sent it to them assuming I didn't have enough to for them to take any real action. In fact, that I wish I had a copy of the actual ticket. I don't know how to get to it once they closed it. But in the ticket, I sent them all those screenshots. The kid changed his name in game. We helped him come up with a new name to try and, slow down some of what was going on. But anyways, so I sent all of that to the mods, and I let them know that I had tried getting hold of Midvale's the name of the town, trying to get a hold of Midvale's leader, but the conversations with him weren't going anywhere. And so I told them that I wasn't looking for them to take any, actual action. What I was looking for is I was looking for them to just say, hey guys, we're watching this situation. You need to chill out. That's what I was looking for. And I made sure the mods knew that that's all I was looking for. I didn't think I had enough evidence for them to do anything other than that. And I was almost positive that just that would be enough to get it to stop. I was very surprised when the mods silenced at least one person in Midvale, muted them right then and there. I don't know, other than that, I don't know what else they did. But I told them thank you, I appreciate it, and that was the end of it. Then, what was it? A day later, 2 days later, a player who I had already known, who was friends with the leader of Midvale, asked if he could stop by and bring me a book from the leader of Midvale, and I said, sure, not a problem. And this is what I was given. So, as the leader of Midvale, I would like to state my and Midvale's outrage at the injustice of what happened to our member over the matter that could have and was being settled between players and easily could have not involved the mod team getting involved. Midvale is standing by the player. They had a beef. It's temporarily part of Midvale. kicked for constant tantrums, causing incidents between Midvale and the NNC over theft. Anyways, there's stuff going on. He's saying that this was settled for a week. You could see, I should have taken a picture of the timestamp in my the corner of my computer screen when I took those screenshots. Instead, I just typed the date on them. That wasn't a week prior to this. It was literally like 2 days prior to receiving this book. The members of Goldberg that they're talking about was my daughter, which is why I'm currently on the server, because I'm playing with her and her friends. Margaro is my daughter. We already know that if you're watching my videos. Basically, he was asking for me to revoke the punishment. Or they're going to start a war, basically. So I see that as retaliation for something that's out of my control. This is a private server. It's a privately owned server. There are mods in place. I have to play within their rules. They decide. I don't. All I did was present them the information I showed you, and they decided to do what they did. I didn't have any say in it, and I didn't ask them to do what they did. They went way farther than I had planned on. Hold on. All right, we're back. So yeah, it's a private server. I presented the mods with exactly what I just showed you, and they took whatever steps they felt necessary. In fact, it's in the rules that you have to respect the mods and all of that fun stuff. So I'm not going to second guess what the mods did. The mods did what they did, given the information. I just presented the information. And like I said, all I asked them to do was just to say, hey, we're watching this situation. Can you please chill? That is exactly what I had asked them to do, because I honestly didn't think I had the information for them to do anything else other than that. So I was just as surprised as everyone else about what they did. But the leader of Midvale, I had a conversation with him after getting that book. I said, do you want to talk on Discord so we can talk this out? Um, he thinks that it's just boys having an argument. It went farther than that. Um, I said I have certifications in this stuff. They teach us what to look for. And when a player, I could see the mental difference in Charlie logging in. I could hear it in his voice. I could see it in his gameplay. I could see it in his attitude when he was in the game. I mean, he had to change his name. Come on. Um, the behavior, if left unchecked, absolutely is considered cyberbullying. And I told the leader of Midvale that too, and maybe that is why the mods took such a harsh stance. Because when that's left unchecked, it leads people to do harmful things. So, of course, his response was, "Well, we don't have to go there, but we do. We do have to go there because this is not a game. This can have effects on someone's real life, not just the game." Um, and again, maybe that's why the mods were so hard. I don't know. I'm not one of the mods. So let me show you guys that conversation. Where is... Here it is. All right. So here's this conversation after our verbal conversation because he had to leave. Um, he had something else to take care of, I'm assuming, with his town. But he said, either way, I don't think we're going to agree on anything since we view the situation differently fundamentally. We have a vastly different experience on the server and have very different or lack of information regarding things on the server. Don't get me wrong, toxicity on the server has and can be an issue. I've dealt with a good amount of that here, but with this situation, it's two children fighting. Of course, I told him seeing it as two children fighting is the problem because that was more than just two children fighting. And I told him that I would have, whether it was my guy, who, of course, because I see him every day and I play with for hours with him, I could see the difference going on. I could see the changes going on. And my training and certification makes me aware of those changes and where they lead. It needed to be brought to people's attention and it needed to be, shut down. He wasn't happy with that. So Wednesday the 16th, they came for demonstrat. It didn't end well for them. Not so much us. I called for help, and Gump came running, and that was the end of it. Like I told him in the Discord discussion, Demonstrat doesn't have a problem with Midvale. If Midvale has a problem with Demonstrat, that's their issue, not ours. As far as we're concerned, we turned what we had to the mods. The mods made their decision, and that's the end of it. And I had told my guys, we don't discuss this. We don't message them. We don't brag about it. It's not a it's not something to be proud of. It's sad. This whole situation is. So I initially took the book to the Fish Ate You, who is the leader of Gump. And since we are a colony of Gump, he needed to be aware of it. So I sent it to him and we discussed it. And I asked him if there was anything illegal about coming after a player or players in retaliation for a mod punishment. His response was, no, there's nothing illegal about that, which I'm sorry, that's wrong. Another player shouldn't be able to come after other players because of how a mod chose to handle a situation. That's out of our control. And then after that, like I said, Wednesday is when all of Midvale showed up outside the gates of Demonstrat, and I put out the call of help for Gump, and a group of guys showed up and sent them packing. And then yesterday was doing really good. We have a lot of growth. We have, hold on a second, I can show you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, including myself. We are now considered a village. So we're growing, and we're growing pretty good. We just got our 7th person right there today, and they're a really good PvPer, so I think they're going to end up being our Secretary of Defense and helping us build our own military. So that maybe the next time we'll be able to help ourselves and not have to rely on me calling Gump in to help us. But anyway, so yesterday was doing pretty good. And then Ray came on. And I'm not sure what was going on. There was a lot of confusion. It was really confusing, but there were bells and trumpets and lots of people dying all over the place. And then, I mean, of course, people were having fun. And that was the whole point of it, for people to have fun. But during all of that, Ray made a comment in the chats saying, basically he was leading a revolt against Gump because Gump was too big and had too many colonies. And that's kind of when the second wave of hell broke loose. let me go back. Right before we got raided the first time, this guy here, who I believe is King of Death in game, thought it was okay to message me on Discord for no reason. Oh, and you guys can't see it. Hold on. Not a hi, how are you? We were talking in game already, and I guess he decided that he could move it to Discord. Whatever. But so here's that conversation. Wonderful language again. So that's what that was. So then Ray mentioned a revolt against Gump. So then apparently, let me get back on here. All right, so then this guy ended up in our Discord. Let me see. I don't know if I can look at. I don't think I can. But there was that guy. There was someone by the name of Known. And then another guy. Who I don't remember. He jumped in our chat, in our Discord, and basically was hollering, Midvale's coming for Demonstrat, and this time JJ's leading us type stuff. So I immediately banned him and got him out of the Discord. And then I banned the other two. I banned the one for private messaging me out of nowhere when we were talking just fine in game. Why they think that's appropriate, I don't know. So I banned him, and then even though Known hadn't done anything, I knew he was part of Midvale, so I preemptively banned him from our Discord as well. So that I didn't have to deal with anything that might come up with that. With that, I have also been called some not so nice names, which I can really care less, honestly. Foul language names that I won't say here because that's not appropriate for streaming. And the reason I'm doing this video is, one, to bring attention that it's not just two boys fighting. It's never just two kids fighting. That's how it starts. And if it's not managed correctly, it leads to cyberbullying and can lead to other things with real consequences. I was approached yesterday, late evening, Eagle something from the server who runs the library. The leader of Midvale wrote a Minecraft book, and he was asking me if I would write my own Minecraft book, so they could put it in their library for the lore of the server. My response to him was, I'm not going to indulge anybody with that. That was thunder. I'm doing a video because there's no way I could fit all of this stuff in a Minecraft book. Sorry. this is not, what's the words I'm looking for? This is not something that should be in the lore. This goes beyond the game. I don't see how this has any bearings on the game or the role playing that goes on between the nations on this server. It passed that line when it wasn't put in check, and when he decided to come after me for how a mod chose to handle a situation. And like I told Eagle yesterday, and I will stand by it, the whole situation is sad, because if the leader of Midvale is dead set on doing this, one of two things is going to happen. Either I will eventually leave the server because I'm not dealing with being harassed, which is what's happening. Or Midvale will disappear again. Midvale actually disappeared once already prior to me being on the server and is trying to come back. And I think they should come back. That brings a richness to the server and variety to the server that the server needs, to be honest. Gump is a huge nation. That's the one reason why I partnered with them, because we're a small town, they're a big nation, and they have a military to back it up. And they proved themselves when we needed help and I put out the call and they showed up. That was the main reason why I went to Gump. Because I knew I had been on the server for a week or two prior to making Demonstrat. I had been watching the leaders of the different nations, talking to the other players about the leaders of the different nations, and I had made up my mind that when we left, I was going to partner with Gump. Fish is easy to talk to, he's level-headed, and he puts up with me. So there's that. But I don't want to see Midvale disappear off the server either. I think there's plenty of room for everyone to play on the server and be nice. I mean, we can role play and go after each other all we want, but to go after other players because you don't like the punishment a mod handed out, that just seems a little wrong. If you don't like the way a server's ran, find another server, because unfortunately or fortunately, private servers are a dictatorship. They're owned by a player, in this case Ray. He has the final say. You're not going to change what you believe to be an injustice. The mods aren't going to care if Midvale disappears or not. It's just the nature of the beast. If I didn't like the way things were ran, I would leave. So that's it. I'd like to see a discussion down in the comments in YouTube or whatnot. I'll see about sending the link. I did last night. I sent a message to Ray, letting him know all of this stuff. If I get an update, I'll let y'all know. Um, the whole situation I find is just sad. Just sad. Because we have kids who don't understand the consequences of their actions. And when it goes from just fighting to it's teetering on the edge of something really, really bad. They don't understand the difference. And older people need to stand up and let them know, hey, that's going a little too far. When they don't, that's that old saying, evil wins when good people do nothing. It's kind of where it's at. So that's it. That's the end of my stream today. Not a really happy one, but something that needed to be said. And for all of Santoria who keeps asking me what's going on, I'm just going to send you guys to this video so you can see it for yourself. Because the one thing I have been called that I am not by any means is a liar. So there's all the information for you. Take it as it is. Do with it what you will. And that's the end of it. Bye.